Well, this is what I believe, that this is not all about the internet issue. This is all about the server or a technical glitch, might possible from the end of Skype. Other apps are working flawlessly as compared to Skype. Like let's talk about Zoom, WhatsApp, Google Meet, and other conferencing apps and social media apps are working very flawlessly. But except the Skype's required huge, like I would say that huge quantity of the network. That's why in a low network does not work properly. What I
Yeah,
believe so.
I couldn't agree more with you. Same thing. I was thinking, I was able to use YouTube and any other applications, but I was facing problem when I was trying to connect with the people on video call. So I was not able to have video conversation, but maybe now I can have.
Wow. I want to know that majority of the people are boycotting Geo SIM, Geo products. Why did you choose Geo, not Airtel, not other
Because only
router? Why?
because Geo network work in my area. Apart from it, nothing work here.
I
So
see,
that's why
absolutely. Where are you calling from? I didn't ask you. I forgot to ask you. I actually you told me, but I forgot. Please excuse me for
I'm
that.
from Rajasthan. I'm from
I
Rajasthan.
I see. It's a rural area or a city
Yes,
area?
I live in rural area. Actually, I'm from Jaipur, but I don't live in a proper city. I live in rural area, like in a
Mm,
village.
I
So we
see.
have to face internet issue.
I see. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's talk about some academic thing that what brings you here? What brings you here, Madam
Because
Masum?
nowadays I'm learning English, so I have some questions for you to ask. So if you can reply them, so that would be great for me and for our viewers. They will get to know some knowledge from your side.
Absolutely, absolutely. Why not? It would be great deal for me. Come on, go ahead then ask me.
Okay, so my first question is why people get stuck when it comes to speaking. They have knowledge, they have thoughts and proper words, but after that they stuck when it comes to speak from of other people.
Well, I would say there are mainly two reasons. The first reason is they are afraid of a person's superiority, like what they think that what if I will speak wrong, that person would laugh at me and the audience would comment on me. So this is the fear of judgment, first of all, that people hesitate to speak. And the second thing is that this is the most important, that they are not habitual of. So in order to be a fluent speaker or a quick speaker, that words should flows from their mind flawlessly, that need practice, need filthy practice. So this is the main, these are the two main reasons behind that, that do practice, and don't be judgmental that what people will think about me, whether if I will make a mistake. Don't think all these things, just keep on working, keep on practicing. Automatically one day you will be able to speak without forgetting the words, without hesitation. This is my personal belief. And it is
Yeah,
not a small journey, it's a long journey, it takes time. Okay, don't people think that, yeah, I'm not improving, they repeatedly ask this question, that my English is not increasing, my English is not improving, what should I do? Like, come on, it takes time. It is not a piece of a cake that you're gonna have within a bite. No, it takes time. It takes minimum 6 or 7 months, or maybe more than this sometime.
okay, yeah, I'm completely agree with you. Why people get stuck because they start to compare themselves with other people with whom they are talking. Somewhere they feel that with whom I'm talking, they are on an advanced level. They are far better than me, and because of that, they start to get stuck. And apart
Mm,
from that, concentration. They lost their concentration and focus when they are having conversation, and because of that, they start to stuck. And apart from that, they are thinking in their mother tongue and they are having conversation in English. So they are feeling and assuming that I'm thinking in my mother tongue and what should come from my mouth in English. So it's not going to happen. If you do not want to stuck when you are having conversation, so that time you have to inculcate the habit of thinking in English. That's what I think. My viewers was asking me, ma'am, I'm able to speak this language, but sometimes it happens with me that I get stuck when it comes to speaking. I have thoughts, I have proper words, and I have knowledge that what should I speak on this particular topic, but reason I'm not able to speak. So I thought maybe I can get some idea from your side, and you explain very well. Like there should be practice. If someone is doing practice, maintaining consistency, so they are going to have very wonderful conversation, and they are not going to stuck. And my other question is that, what's the natural flow of speaking? What's the natural flow of speaking using advanced words, phrases, or speaking very fast like Chennai Express? What do you think about that?
Well, I do not believe in all these things. Just I believe in expressing your thought, whether you are speaking fast, slow, or you are using the advanced word, advanced vocabulary, phrases, idioms. I do not believe all these things. These are the ornament that people sometimes they use to show off with the advanced learner. Okay, if you are speaking with advanced learner, if you are talking, if you are debating, having conversation with the advanced speaker, then if you are using, that's okay. But what if it is not worthy for the listener? That majority of our listeners, our viewers are beginners. And what I believe that address the way you address that, everyone should understand easily. They would not face any trouble while understanding, while getting you that what exactly you are conveying. So I do not believe in all these things. I just believe in giving your message in a simple way. That's my personal point of view. Okay, this is what I believe. What you believe, it's vary. What do you believe?
I'm on the same page with on this topic because there should be clear pronunciation and articulation. You should be able to convey your message because our main motto is to make other people understand. If we are using advanced words, phrases, but our
Mhm.
audience is not understanding, so there is no use of speaking if they are not taking interest to listen. So we should speak in a way so people can understand very easily and they can comprehend and they can they can incorporate, oh my God,
Incorporate.
incorporate in their conversation when they are going to having conversation. So that's what I believe, but I don't know where from people get this idea that if I'm going to use high level vocabularies and phrases, so I'm going to sound very natural and advanced speaker of this language, but I don't believe in it because I also know phrases but I don't use when I'm having conversation. I don't use, but if other people is speaking, I can understand that very easily, but when I speak I don't use because I feel that understanding phrases, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Only few people can understand, not everyone, but I want my audience to understand each and everything whatever I'm speaking. So mostly I try to speak very basic words, and yeah, that's my opinion about it.
Absolutely. Look, when we converse in Hindi, we do not use the high level word. You know, we do not use the ornament words. We use simple word to convey our message, to express our thought. Similarly, we should do the same. We should. This is what I believe, and I have been, following this my rule that I try to convey my message in a simple way. This is somehow my doctrine that you know. Uh, Initially, or with the people that you are conveying, that we are talking, especially with the unknown people, try to use less complicated word in order to get the person understand easily.
Yeah, we see eye to eye. Sometimes it happens. We are very fluent in our native language, but sometimes it happens when we are talking with the people, so they try to show off the things. So even in Hindi language, they use very high level words, so we cannot understand. I have to ask them what does it mean. Even they are speaking in my native language, they are speaking in Rajasthani, or even they are speaking in Hindi. But sometimes I face difficulty, so I ask them what does it mean. I don't know. It's my first time that I'm hearing. So same thing happened in our English also, because there are lots
Hmm.
of words. Even one word have lots of meaning. So it's totally depend on people, like what kind of words they are using. So if we are
Yeah.
listening, if we are listening to people who are using very advanced words, so that time we start to compare ourselves, and we feel demotivation that time. So what we
Hmm.
can do for that? I mean, how we can upgrade our level, how we can upgrade our language skills. For example, if someone started to learn this language from zero and now they are at intermediate level and they
Hmm.
cannot see any progress till now. I mean, nowadays they cannot see any progress. So if someone wants to upgrade their language skills, so how they can do?
Well, there is only one reason. There is only one. What should I say? That medicine. Read. Reading is only the key that you could get the success in order to be advanced C1, C2 level. Read. I do read. I read every day. I read 2 hours every day.
Okay.
Reading only will reading and the same time implementing. Do you know the meaning of implementing? Implementing in a
Yeah.
sense that suppose you
Using
are
when
you
you are.
yeah read implementing at the same time in a sense that whatever you have read you try to use with your audience, with your subscriber, or with the people that with whom you are speaking. And if you will do so, then you could keep that particular word for a long time in your mind. This is what I believe. This is my personal opinion. This is my personal belief that I do so. I do the thing. I do the things.
Okay,
That's
so would you
reading.
like to recommend some books or some reading material, like what kind of reading material we should read so we can, learn more from there?
Well, comics, Akbar Birbal stories. Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Newspapers, absolutely. Research it. Look, what I believe, what is the my doctrine that I would say that read more, achieve more. So reading will give you lots of knowledge and lots of idea. It doesn't matter what you are reading. Just you wanted to consume a content of English and you wanted to build up your vocabulary. So in order to build up your vocabulary, read comics, read books, read Akbar Birbal story, Panchatantras are there, the newspapers are there. Yeah, this is enough. No need novels. I do not recommend of my people to read novels and dramas. These novels and dramas are very, very complicated because I'm a student of English literature. I know. I only read literature, comics, dramas, novels, poems, only for getting certificate and degree. But in a general speaking, I believe that I read short stories, uh, James Bonds, Akbar Birbal, and Panchatantra. Yeah, like this, I read in order to get fluent and upgrade my level in English.
Okay. Yeah, and apart from that, we can find our interest. First we have to know in what we are interested. Like if we are interested to reading story, so we can start to read stories. If we are not interested to reading stories, so when we are going to read something, so with that time we will not enjoy, and we will start to feel bored. So find the interest in what you are interested. Like some
What's your interest? Forget this. What's your interest? What do you read?
I read, I have downloaded one book in my phone, The Atomic Habit. So I'm reading that book nowadays, and I really like that book because by reading that book, I'm able to get rid of my bad habits and I'm
Hmm.
adapting new habits. So I'm reading that book. But it's
And
totally different person to person.
okay, that's true. I believe that. But what about when you do not understand the word meaning? When you don't understand the word meaning, what do you do at that
I try
point
to
of the time?
understand through context. I try to understand through the context. If I'm not, facing the difficulties to understand the particular word meaning, so I try to understand through context. And even after that, I'm facing difficulties, so I take support of Google. I just go on Google, try their complete sentence, and I ask, what does it mean? So that tell me, and that become very easy for me to understand.
This is the problem. I would like to point out that what happened in English language, words are given in the sentence according to their context. So that word that sentence is trying to say, according to that we're gonna use that particular word. If you will take that particular word and if you translate in Google, you will not get the actual meaning what exactly the sentence is trying to say. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, I'm getting, but nowadays I'm taking support of AI. So when I'm writing there, so that explain me in a very good way. That tell me
Okay.
that this word is using in this context. So this word meaning is that, but there are
Hmm.
lots of meaning of this particular word. So that become very easy for me to understand, and that tell me lots of synonyms also and uses and examples.
For example, give me one example. I would like to know this point in detail. Can you?
Okay, so tell me any sentence. Tell me any sentence, I will.
How? Sentence or vocabulary?
Sentence.
Sentence.
Sentence. That should be
Mm,
simple. That should be
okay.
simple and easy so I can understand.
What should I say? A cup of tea. Let's talk about cup of tea.
A cup of tea. If I'm going on AI and asking what does it mean, so that will try make me understand it's a phrases. It's a phrase,
Mm-hmm.
idiomatic phrase, so it means very easy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
totally it will depend on the context where you are using. Sometimes it means very easy to do this task. So when you have to say this task is very easy for me, so you can say it's very cup of tea for me. It's a cup of tea for me. Something like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good.
So I take support
Impressive.
of AI, but early on I was taking support of Google, but nowadays I don't take because now we have Meta AI on WhatsApp. So I just go there and try to ask there, and that explain me in a very good way. I can understand that because that provide me lots of synonyms and examples.
You're talking about Meta AI and WhatsApp search
Yeah,
box. That AI
yeah,
you're talking about.
yes. So
Excellent.
I'm
Fantastic.
utilizing that nowadays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's fantastic. Then, Madam Masoom, I think it's time to move on. Do you have any question to me? You'd like to ask me anything? Come on, then we'll ramp up our session.
I had questions, but now I forget all the questions.
Okay, I'll take your time. No problem. Wait. I'll wait for you. Come on.
What was that? How someone can upgrade?
Regarding grammar, regarding anything you would
Okay,
like to
tell
ask.
me like, is grammar mandatory to become very good speaker of this language?
Absolutely, absolutely. Without pickle, can you have the food? Although you can have the food, but you will not enjoy. Similarly, what I believe that grammar is the essential, pivotal point in English language. Without grammar, I don't think so. That anyone can understand, anyone can speak a good English. This is my personal point of view.
Okay, so
Grammar
have
is essential. We cannot imagine English without grammar, especially for the non-native speaker, as we are Asian people. We are not a native speaker of English, and we do
yeah.
not have the environment as well that, you know. So obviously, grammar without grammar, I can't imagine English without grammar.
So have you tried to deep dive in the grammar before you started this journey?
Well, I would say yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Simultaneously, I didn't did completely dive into the grammar, but simultaneously speaking, writing, listening, and acquiring grammar knowledge simultaneously. Till I'm
okay.
acquiring. I do not consider myself that I'm the master. No, every day I try and learn something new, which is important for me.
Okay,
So
so
grammar is important.
grammar is important. Okay, I got to know because grammar is backbone of this language. So we
Absolutely.
have to work on grammar because we
But
don't have. Mhm. Yeah, please.
people says that I have heard. I don't want to tell the name, but people says the grammar is not important. What's your opinion about this?
I also believe, if we are starting to learn this language from zero, so that time grammar is not important. Because if we are going to deep dive in the grammar in initially level, so that time we will be so much confused when we are having conversation. That time we will think like which grammar rule I have to use here. So if I
Hmm.
talk about me personally, I never try to deep dive in the grammar, but now I can say I'm able to convey my thoughts. I'm able to articulate my thoughts. So I'm thinking I should work now, but in
Hmm.
initially level, if we are going to grab knowledge about grammar, so that time we will be so much confused. That's what I
So,
think.
so you are telling me initially, formally, we should not use we should not draw our attention to our grammar initially.
Yeah, that's what my point, because we have basic knowledge from our school time, and we were very good in grammar when we were going to school, but we were not able to speak because that time we were not listening, not speaking. Grammar can teach us how to read and write, but grammar won't teach you how to speak. For speak, you have to listen and you have to speak.
Are you English medium student?
No, Hindi medium student.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I respect your thought, but what I believe that grammar is important. This is my personal point of view. I believe grammar is important. Whether you are starting initially, intermediate, or advanced, grammar without grammar, I don't think so that it's possible. I don't think so. This will be anyway. Madam Masoom, God bless you. God bless you. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much. This conversation is recorded. Do you allow me to post on my YouTube channel so people could learn something from us?
Yes, sir. Sure. Feel free to upload on your
Absolutely.
YouTube channel. And
Absolutely.
well, thank you so much for
I
your precious time.